Hey and welcome. Today we are in Georgia, the country, not the state. And I'm going to show you 3 dishes veganized. Well, the best part is that 2 of them are already vegan anyway. Before we get into it, I want to mention that I adapted the recipes a little bit, also for those who have a hard time finding the authentic ingredients from Georgia. For both recipes, the Beet Pkhali, which are little colorful balls, I'm gonna make them out of beets today, and also the Badrijani Nigvzit, which are the eggplant rolls, we are needing a walnut paste. So I'm gonna make this ahead and use it for both recipes. If you decide to make only one of the 2 recipes, of course you find the exact measurements for each individual recipes in the description box down below. So for the walnut paste, we will need obviously walnuts, garlic, cilantro loosely packed, apple cider vinegar I'm using here, cumin, red chili powder, salt and pepper. We're gonna take those ingredients. I'm gonna start with the walnuts and process them first and then add all the rest of the ingredients. And this is how it's gonna look in the end. So it has a little bit of a pasty consistency. Now we're making the Beet Pkhali. So I have those red beets which are already boiled. I roughly chop them up and we're gonna process them. And we are adding our walnut paste. So I'm gonna use half of it for this recipe, and we keep blending. If necessary, scrape down the sides. And we end up with this beautiful mixture. Look at that color, isn't that amazing? So now we are forming little balls, one by one. And if you like pink foods, check out this playlist right here with all pink and purple foods. Now let's set that aside and we make our eggplant rolls stuffed with the walnut paste, the Badrijani Nigvzit. And for that you can do it with a knife, but I prefer to do it with a mandolin. I am thinly slicing the eggplant. We're gonna add salt to it to release the water. Pat it dry with a kitchen towel, and I'm gonna use olive oil. Bake it in the oven. You can also fry them, but I prefer to bake it in the oven to use a little bit less oil and make it healthier. Now I'm spreading the walnut paste on top and we roll them up like this. And this is the result. These are our little eggplant rolls. Last but not least, we are making our Khachapuri, which is a Georgian inspired veganized cheese bread. I'm starting by dissolving the yeast in water. In a mixing bowl, I combine flour, salt, sugar. I'm using coconut milk here instead of buttermilk. And again, the full recipe for this you find down below. I begin with a spoon to form a dough, and once the clumps form, you dig in with your hands and knead the dough for about 5 minutes. So really take your time here. This is a very important step. Now I'm greasing the bowl with a little bit of olive oil. We cover it, and after the dough has rested and at least doubled in size, I'm gonna take it out. I'm dusting the work surface and we're gonna knead it for about another minute or so. I am dividing it up into 3 chunks, and we're gonna keep tucking the ends under until you have these little balls. And we have to let them rest for another 5 minutes. So this is how it looks afterwards. Perfect and smooth and doughy. And now we can start rolling it out with a rolling pin. And the best part comes now. We are forming this boat. So cut those lines, roll in the sides until you reach that line you just made. and bring the ends together and let the magic do its job. We have this wonderful boat. I have this vegan cheese I got from Lidl. I think it tastes actually really good and it also melts really well. So we're gonna fill our boats with that cheese, stuffing it in there, and I'm transferring it onto a baking sheet. And now you guys, for our beautiful Georgian plate we are making at the end of this video, I'm also gonna make 2 of those Khachapuris in a mini version. I'm baking them in the oven at a high temperature for about 10 to 15 minutes until the crust is golden brown and the cheese has melted. Look at this result. Let's cut it open and see what creamy deliciousness is in there. Oh my god, I can't wait to eat that. For garnish, I am preparing some pomegranate, which are very typical for Georgia and also gives the food a really nice color pop. And I'm also using dill and cilantro leaves. And now you guys, all the components are ready and the favorite part of every video is coming. Apart from the eating, of course, it is the plating, and we are creating this beautiful Georgian inspired vegan plate. Let me know what you guys think of these 3 Georgian recipes, and if you have ever had Georgian food before. I see you next Tuesday, and until then, check out my daily Instagram posts at Ahimsa Plant Kitchen, and I see you soon.